A Rohingya Muslim child runs on a dirt track between tents at Kutupalong refugee camp in Bangladesh. Photo AP PhotoWong MayeE Worley 21 hours Friday, November 24, 2017. Mohammad Haniba and his wife could not eat from the worry. They had managed to keep their family together during their escape from the killing in Myanmar and the treacherous journey to Bangladesh. Now, in the sprawling Kutupalong refugee camp in Bangladesh's southern port of Cox's Bazar, they had lost their child. 2-year-old Muhammad Mubarak was separated from his mother, Shamsar, as she went to collect plastic sheeting from a distribution point. For 4 days, he was one of the tens of thousands of unaccompanied children who lost their families during the vast exodus of Rohingya people from Rakhine State in western Myanmar. But Muhammad's story has a happy ending. He became one of the hundreds of children who has been reunited with their families because of one man. Local hero Kamal Hossain, 33, is a long-term Rohingya refugee who has been in Kutupalong since 1992. There have been successive migrations from Myanmar over the years. He uses a microphone and PA system to call out the descriptions of missing children to passers-by, so they can be reunited with their families. Mr. Hossain's mission to become a kind of one-man aid organization began on the 27th of August as the latest of influx of Rohingya refugees arrived at the camp. I was on my way to work as a security guard for a charity when I found a woman crying, he explains. I asked the woman what happened and she told me she lost her son, Jamal Hussain, when she went to get food. Rohingya Muslim children fly a kite outside their tents. Photo AP PhotoWong MayeE. As a Rohingya, I had to help her. But I thought to myself, what can I do? So the next day I went to the nearby Kutupalong Bazar and hired a microphone for a week for 3,000 taka, 27 pounds from my own pocket. Using his speaker system, he shouted the child's name, age, home village and parents' names. The stall Mr. Hossain uses is located on a busy thoroughfare, and people walking through passed along his message. Within 3 hours of his first announcement, Jamal was safely back with his mother. He had been looked after for the night by another family. They first embraced and started crying, says Mr. Hossain of the reunion. Sometimes I can't control my tears. UN support. By then, more parents had come forward to ask for his help finding their children. It is a common sight, and a serious concern to aid workers, to see very young children wandering alone through the camps. They are a difficult place to navigate, particularly for a confused and potentially traumatized youngster, and present a minefield of hazards. International NGOs working in the camps are overstretched and underfunded, and quickly saw the effectiveness of Mr. Hossain's one-man service. After he returned his hired microphone, the United Nations Refugee Agency supplied him with his own equipment. He also charges refugees phones for free, using equipment donated by a businessman from a nearby town. Kamal Hossain uses a donated microphone and PA system to call for the names of missing Rohingya family members. Photo Will Worley. Mr. Hossain's records are imprecise, but he shows a scrap of paper which details that between the 5th of September and the 9th of October, he made amplified calls for 1,455 people, of which 789 were reunited with their families. And it is not just children that he helps. As we speak, Anna War Sadak, 35, wanders over, dressed in a torn yellow t-shirt and a green Burmese longi. He arrived in Kutupalong confused and disoriented earlier in the day and became separated from his wife and children. After speaking to him, Mr. Hossain lifts his microphone, calling out, Anna War Sadak is from Hermorapara. He is lost and missed his family, Rohingya and children. Please bring the family to the mic and information desk if anyone finds them. Mr. Sadak desperately talks to bystanders, trying to figure out where he left his family. After a while, he leaves to try to find them. Emotional toll. Mr. Hossain's service is the only one of its type in the camp. It has taken a financial and emotional toll on him. He looked after one girl in his house for 22 days until her family finally reached her. I just think about how I would feel if I ever lost my own kids, he says. I thought about it the time I saw the first woman. I wondered, if my son was lost, who would help him? I feel better for doing this, so I don't mind having spent my own money on it. This service has made Mr. Hossain a well-respected member of the exiled Rohingya community. A Rohingya Muslim boy runs with his kite outside his family's tent. Photo AP PhotoWong MayeE. I cried so much when my child came back, says Muhammad, 30, of the reunification with his son. I feel so lucky because my child could have been in an accident, but we have him back. He adds, Kamal is a good man who helps people in a horrible and difficult situation. He must get everything from Allah. In news http sinews.co.uk